The personality of a columnist is not only reflected in the choice of subjects, the writer's perspective of the issue, or the specific approach. No, that personality lies even more in the eye of the writer, the way he or she looks at the world in general. By the way, in this course, I will mostly speak of the writer in the male form. But with that, please know that when I mentioned he or his, I definitely mean she and her as well. Dear female pupils, please don't be offended or irritated by this. It is just a matter of simplified speaking. Back to business. Good columnists are masters of observation. They are often praised for their eye for details. Their vision of worldly matters makes each one of them unique. Readers simply love their astute comments, their keen observations, and their characteristic arguments. Generally speaking, we might say that there are two basic types of columnists. Number one, columnists that already have their column more or less fully designed in their heads before they even start to write. They know exactly in advance what their subject will be, how to shape that subject into text, from which perspective they will approach the issue, and which message they have in mind for the reader. They minutely plan everything prior to the writing process, mostly in their heads. Only then they will start up their word processor. Number two, columnists that render their column shape and content not earlier than in the writing process itself. They rely far more on their intuition. Those columnists may experience that a column suddenly chooses its own path while writing it. This, however, doesn't imply that those types of columnists shouldn't have to go through all the writing stages that will be discussed in this course. They merely go through them in a different order. Hence, this course is not some kind of dogmatic roadmap rigidly showing you the steps to take in your own writing process. On the contrary, like all other columnists, I sometimes am a Type 1 column writer, sometimes a Type 2. It simply depends on the way the wind blows. You'll notice that too when increasing your writing activities. Both types are fine. At most, you can say that Type 1 writers might need less time to complete the column itself. However, that did require a lot of thinking in the non-writing pre-phase. Writing a column is, from the chaos in your head to the simplicity on paper. It's all about trying out sentences just to see what they could mean. Every column is a jigsaw puzzle. There isn't one definite, correct way to solve it. There are numerous ways. Probably just as many as there are columnists out there. Come on, let's start.